And another one. And another one. Can't tell us nothing. Show everybody. All four of us are here. Yeah, whoa.
Yeah.
Gotta meet you. You got Tandy. You got John. You got myself, Antoine. Out here in snowy Houston, Texas. In the middle of January.
Somebody played the lottery.
What a time.
Yeah.
World's going crazy, y'all.
You know, I'm going to take full credit for this snow. You know those little, I don't know what they're made of, like almost like a jelly-like consistency things, little cling things that you put on your windows, like on glass or whatever.
Yeah.
I never put them up at home, but this is the first year I put one up around Christmas, and it said "Let it snow." Right, that's the letters and the little pictures on there. So it's on the back door, the window on my back door.
And when did you put that up?
I put that up around the holidays, around Christmas time. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So I set that in motion. I just
wow. Well, how do you feel? How do you feel now that
I think
you brought it to fruition?
I think people are pleased. You know, if we keep power and lights and whatnot, then you know it was all good.
Okay, yeah. Props for the dude. Props for us maintaining water. Props for us maintaining power. Props to Tandy for letting it snow.
Making it happen.
Yep, I agree. ERCOT, y'all had y'all shit together this time. So
hey, we're not all the way through yet, John.
That's what I'm saying. I keep knocking on the wood.
That's true. That's true.
I got you.
So far.
But how are you guys doing? How you guys been since the last time we spoke?
Good.
Doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. Again, I'm like, we have a chat, and you know, sometimes they talk about shows that are coming up. It's like, how are they been going? Because I haven't been seeing them. You guys haven't been recording them for me.
Nothing.
I'm getting nothing. I'm getting nothing about these shows.
Just been bombing, man.
Yep.
Left and right, just straight bombing.
I don't believe that.
Without you. Yep. We start a scene, and it just devolves into like a blame session, and then John storms out. Amici tries to talk sense into both of us, and it just doesn't work.
I feel like everybody's going to be like talking twice as fast as me when I get back up there. I'm just going to be like struggling to keep up with just the pace of improv. Not that improv necessarily goes fast. I'm just gonna feel like everybody is just operating all that stuff, highly connected level.
Well, I mean, you get to do this, which I think
I get to do this. I get to do this. This helps. Thank you for continuing to do this with me. Don't stop doing this. But at the same time, you know, I did not prep some news stories for you guys today. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But you still entertaining yourself with current events and conversations?
I mean, yes, of course, yes. This isn't a political podcast, but that is the main thing that I've been paying attention to, because it's just so fascinating to me, and things are just getting more crazy by the day. And it's just, the tether just isn't clear. Like, I can't figure out where the grounding is for this type of stuff. It just gets more and more out there.
That's what they said about our last show.
Huh? What'd you say
about our last show?
That's what they said about your last show. This was too absurd. You guys are far out there. I know.
Super meta.
It's just commentary on current events. You know, how do you make absurdity when the general state of reality is absurd? How do you make absurdity, y'all?
Yeah.
Did y'all see Chappelle's SNL monologue?
I did.
I did not. Tell me about it.
I watched it once. It was 17 minutes long. I noticed that immediately.
Amazing.
And I
Yeah,
thought that was
amazing.
like, yeah, I was like, wow, they gave him
Yeah.
extra time. That makes sense.
Mhm.
He killed it. In all the fashions that you would expect him to. Very funny, controversial, lighthearted, but it was dope to see him do some jokes. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but yeah, he didn't hold back any punches. Just say that.
No, yeah.
What was the main thing he talked about?
Was there?
Really, everything that happened in the last few months.
Yeah. So LA fires,
Diddy parties.
Diddy parties.
What else did he talk about? I mean, he did about 5 minutes on the LA fires.
Hmm.
Trying to think what else was some of his jokes. Oh yeah, the Diddy parties. He did about 5 minutes on the Diddy party.
Yeah.
What I liked was,
Sean 5.
and he kind of made a joke about saying how it was too soon to make fun of what's happening in LA, and then went right into it.
Right in just
What I loved about it was the angles that he takes are so unique, so how do I want to put it? This is very unique. Like, it doesn't take the angle that you would expect a comedian to take, the simple, normal setup. He'll find a way to draw your attention away from the thing while you still focusing on what the thing was, which I thought was really dope. But it was 17 minutes long, and I only watched it once, so I can't I can't recite any of his bits without butchering them.
I could, but I don't want to ruin it for you if you're gonna.
Yeah, I got one
that I watch it,
but I would rather. Yeah, I think his Diddy bit was very uniquely angled, right? It was like everybody, when you think of the Diddy parties, you think of all the stuff everyone's ever said. He took the same ingredients and just gave you a completely different way of looking at details of the Diddy party or the circumstance, which I loved. Like, I love it, and I'll say, not that I think I'm comparing us to a Chappelle, but what I like about his comedy, I think in improv, like, we find ways to highlight things different than what people think we're going. In a sense. Yeah, I mean, that's
it's
parallel to why I like that,
Yeah, it's like a comedy sleight of hand, which I'm a big fan of. And I made this comment on Blue Sky a while ago, but I was asking myself, why am I so drawn to things like comedians who talk about current events or The Daily Show or whatnot? And one of the things, especially in like the political realm, is who the comedians are looking to serve is absurdity, right? They don't necessarily care about political parties. They don't necessarily care about alliances and teams. Hell, they don't even care about like their marriages and their kids. If something is absurd, they're going to tell jokes about it, right? And I appreciate that sort of like clarity on the objective. That means that like their agenda ideally isn't super scoped by like what is going on in the political commentary or whatnot. What they are doing is like absurdity on both sides. If it's funny, I'm going to go find it. The good comedians. A lot of bad comedians out there who do not. And that's where you get the opposite of improv sleight of hand, where like the joke is just so straightforward, it's barely a joke. That is disappointing.
And that's not to say, to piggyback, it's not to say that I haven't seen comedians who do that aren't super funny. I think there are talented people that could stay on that, where it's going, and they're still funny. I think the artists that I enjoy, like you said, have a little bit more layers to them, in a sense.
I feel that.
But yeah, absurdity over everything. It's a new shirt.
I mean, Tandy, what do you think? Is there some credibility to that? Is is that why people are drawn to comedians and satire when it comes to like digesting these topics?
I would also throw in like if not the truth, an attempt to get at the truth. Like a lot of the time, that is where we get the real story, the true story about any sort of political spin or something. They'll just try and give you the facts and the absurd things around the facts.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because I didn't specify that when I talked about absurdity, but that's kind of like why absurdity is valuable, because of the truth that's within it, the negative truth within the absurdity.
Yeah. Without that bit, the rest of it doesn't make any sense. Right? You wouldn't just go there and just start making up nonsense as comedy. It wouldn't work, right?
It'd be what's his name? Gallagher smashing watermelons on stage.
Yeah, I think it's a good comparison. Like, he'll tell jokes and then I forget why the watermelons are there. I just know he does it.
Absurdity.
That's how you remember though, right?
Yeah, just for the sake of doing it.
Just smash them.
He told jokes. Thought he was just smashing.
Yes,
jokes.
He told jokes.
And they had like a big couch that he would jump on. That was the thing. I don't remember why it was had to be a big couch, but it was.
Just like, just said stuff, and it was just like a lot of physical comedy. I mean, I just thought he was like maybe flipping, turning tricks, and you don't want me to smash. Oh yeah, you do. Bam. Like that's what
a terrible show for an hour and a half.
I didn't know what people were laughing at.
Am I gonna smash this one?
Maybe. You don't want me to smash.
Oh, I did it again.
I think people would hate it. I hate it. Like that happened at one of our theaters. This guy like comes on, does a whole show where he smashes watermelons, jumps on couches. I don't know.
I didn't know if he had like a niche audience, people who didn't want to hear any cussing or any, talking below the belt. And so, they're like, hey, we know. And he's like, he's at arenas or, big places where people can like buy a ticket and go see him maybe. So I guess it was just like a thing to do. It's cool. I don't know.
I think so. One of my things about the Gallaghers of the world, I think kind of what you're mentioning, Amici, is if there's nothing truthful or something that connects me, right? Usually there's a truth nugget or something that seems so truthful and impactful that you're connected. There's some stakes in it. Then somebody layers the absurdities around that. It kind of grabs me, and I'm really invested into where this is going. Whereas the Gallaghers, to me to be able to get involved in the show like that, it would have to be something that would so different from each other. So if he was doing like, praise dancing and then smash the watermelon, that would be so absurd that I would probably be tickled. If he was like quoting Bible scriptures and then smashing him a watermelon, and they just kept getting bigger and bigger. That would be entertainingly funny. But it would be absurd, and it would just be something that he does like a gimmick. But it'd be hard to just connect with the performance unless it was something like satirical. I guess in my opinion.
I just thought maybe he got in because like nobody was really doing that. Like sometimes when you're the first person to do a thing, like you float on the strength of the fact that you're the first. And like, well, you just got to go see it. He's doing this thing, but very few people can come after him and do that. Like he's the first one, so he got a chance to do it, and it didn't require too much. Now, if you come out smashing stuff, you got to be doing a whole lot more to get away with smashing stuff.
It has to be ridiculously funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that says something too, because normally if you do something sort of like trailblazers, and you would have imitators and people who are inspired by you taking parts of what you've
Mhm.
done and like making it their own. But I feel like that didn't really happen.
Mm-mm.
I'm
Like
sure
no
people
one was
try.
really doing.
I'm sure people try.
I'm sure
I
people
don't
tried.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the market wanted
No
another
one
Gallagher.
It didn't. That's why I thought that's why I didn't know he was telling jokes. I don't know if he was like miming and doing so. I don't know whatever else was a part of that circus act that he was doing.
we cut to a birthday party. All right, guys. Thank you for getting me these comedy tickets to the new the new comedian. It's kind of like Gallagher-esque.
Mhm.
I wasn't really looking to go to a show like this, but I don't want to turn down a birthday gift. I'm sure you guys.
What do you mean you weren't really looking? You weren't looking to laugh? Is that what you're saying?
Have a
You weren't
good
looking to
time.
feel good? Have some chuckles in your tummy?
No, actually, I was looking to have a really good time. I just have seen that before, like
You haven't seen this. You
No,
have
you
not
haven't
seen
seen
this.
this.
You haven't
You haven't
seen
seen
this.
this.
You have not
Like,
seen
look,
this.
you're right. It is Gallagher-esque, but emphasis on esque.
Esque.
Okay,
is
not the same as Gallagher.
I mean, is this show? Are there going to be watermelons being smashed by hammers on stage?
I mean, I don't want to spoil anything.
We don't want to give away the surprises and things.
Mhm.
I mean, I just looked up the comedian on Instagram. That was like the first 10 videos, and his shorts were just him smashing pumpkins. He even has the Gallagher hat, mustache.
Okay. Well, his name is Gallagher-esque. Okay, and he does do kind of similar things, but he's
Mhm.
completely different. He has his own style. He got his own jokes, his own vibe. Everything is different.
Wait. What are you concerned about though? What are you concerned about? You're worried you're gonna get something splattered on you? You're worried that it's gonna be too funny? Is that what's happening right now? What's wrong?
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a couple things. Yes, I don't want watermelon seeds and juice flying on me. It's my birthday. I don't want to come out sticky and stuff like that. And then, of course, I'm a little bit of a purist, so I just feel like when somebody's done something, I don't want to see someone else redo it. Similar. I want to see something way different.
I mean, it's different. It's esque, but it's like different. Look, you didn't get the promotion at your job.
Mhm.
All right. Tracy isn't returning your calls. You need this pick me up. We got together, we pulled in, we want to do something to get you out there, get you having a good time, not sulking at home. All right.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like, you guys are awesome.
So trust us, right?
I mean, I guess I can trust you. I do think.
Right.
I don't think you guys are trying to make me have a bad experience.
Not at all.
No. And
Just
when you come out, we'll be a part of all the inside jokes that we have about Gallagher-esque. Like Amici, what was that? What was the one that we were telling?
Where did my buttons go?
Yeah, my button. I remember we say that all the time, John.
We say it all the time. Yeah.
Hopefully, you'll know. This is over.
We got to John at the show. It's at the Addy Theater, but there's nobody else there. It's just one ticket was sold, and John has it. He's sitting there in this massive theater by himself. There's music playing, the lights go down, and the curtains open.
A guy walks out. He brings a whole tray of like pumpkins of various sizes. Each of them have like different faces carved in them. Waves back at John. He has a big mallet and he puts it down next to the pumpkin. And he just kind of walks away. He has a bored look on his face.
But yeah, he like
turn the heat up in here, man.
He leaves for a bit. He comes back with a hammer and starts like fixing the stage, like hammering loose boards back in.
He's fixing the stage. There's loose boards. He's hammering back. He's got like a whole tool belt. He starts looking around. He goes, "Where did my button go?" He walks backstage.
Is that it? What the hell?
We come back to John.
Scene.
I'll be so mad. Imagine you put your clothes on, fought the traffic, paid the park, and you go in and see that.
Man.
Oh, that was an important part of the story too. Like, parking was $25 to park.
Right.
Yeah, parking $25,
Right.
2 drinks minimum at the Alley Theater.
Yeah, that would be
Like-
crazy.
Like at that point, you want to see a pumpkin get smashed. You're like,
You
yes,
know,
smash.
you better come out here and do something. That's like those experimental nights. I'll meet you cut out, but you remember in LA, Amici, when we went and I forgot, was it Pat? No, I forgot the guy's name that invited us to yes, to the theater just to perform before we had our performance the next day. And it was just like, you know, experimental night. It's like, you know, whatever works, right? Whatever you can get there and do, you know, you got your chance to work it out. That's what this sounded like, except it made it to the Alley Theater and people and they charged.
And it was the only act. It was the only act.
Because I think that experimental night, I don't know if other people paid, but I think it was free. Like you know, they just want an audience. People just come in and watch people do weird stuff.
Yeah.
Have to pay $25 to do that. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, the parking was $25. The ticket was more than that.
Yeah, we pulled together for the
tickets. Where did my button
go?
The reviews, they had to turn off the reviews on that, like to show us something like disable comments. That's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where later on you just convince yourself that it was so good, like an emperor has no clothes sort of thing. You're like, nope, I didn't waste money. I enjoyed that.
That was good, right? Yeah.
I didn't get it at first, but now I thought about it and thought about how much.
You got to go through with it. Just got to go through with it.
Where did my button go?
It's like if people say that should make you want to fight. There's nothing to laugh at, like at first. What?
What the heck? Yeah. I'd be hurt. I'm trying to think that made me think of the worst show I've been to. And I mean professional show. I can go on amateur shows for days, but like, what's the worst professional show I've been to that was just trash?
I know I saw that first before they spruced up the color purple. There was a touring one that came to town, and that wasn't good at all.
What was wrong with it?
Oh no, the singing was the scene, the background stage production, the scenery and stuff was really, really amateurish. For it to be, I think it was like at the Hobby, it was somewhere big. It was at a decent place. And I think the singing wasn't very good, and it was like, a whole lot of overacting. I think the only saving grace was Jennifer, and I'm telling you, I'm not going. What's her name? Jennifer who?
Jennifer Hudson.
Not the remake, the original singer.
You
know who I'm talking about? I have to look it up. But she was in it. That was the only thing. And we're like, oh, okay, well, she was here. But the rest of it was, oh no, it was not good.
I think plays are some of those where if it's bad, it's hard to like re-get you back into it.
Yeah, you got to do a lot.
But in your situation, the actors were not good.
No,
and the singing was not.
And the singing wasn't.
It wasn't like a bad night. It was just like they're just not good.
Yeah, Yeah, yeah. I think that's fair. Jennifer Holliday, right?
Jennifer Holliday.
I think that's her name.
Okay.
Let me look it up.
Jennifer Holliday seems like she's like one of the Black Hollywood moms, right? Now,
I don't think
is that her?
so.
Not Holliday. Jennifer something else.
Well, Jennifer Hudson is the current singing diva that we have now.
Right.
But what's a Black Hollywood mom?
You know, like they usually plays Black moms. Or the Black aunties in Hollywood.
What's her name? Octavia Spencer. That's like my go-to.
Octavia Spencer, yeah.
She not quite. She's in mom age, but she not quite mom. I don't think she has a different kind of little. She hadn't quite settled in the Black mom, but I know what you talking about, John. There's so many Jennifers. Hold on. The grandmom from Blackish. I mean, from is it Blackish? Yeah, from Blackish. You know.
So.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up all the Jennifers.
All those Jennifers, all the Black
Hollywood mom. You know what? I just thought, like, you know,
and for the record,
you pay the mom, but I never called it a thing. Go ahead, Antoine.
I was saying, for the record, Octavia Spencer.
I heard it from
starring a movie named Ma.
She did.
Yeah,
but she wasn't there.
She just became
that mom in the movie,
right? She just became a Black Hollywood mom, but I would put her as something else.
Yeah.
She's pretty flexible as an actor. I've seen her do a lot of different ones. What's the one lady that played? She has the high pitched voice. She played in, and I want to say Breathe, but it's not Breathe. It's called Waiting to Exhale.
Oh, you talking about?
Movie Breathe.
That's like one of the foreign titles, the current translation.
Yeah. You translate it to Russian, you translate it back.
Waiting to Breathe. What's her name who plays in that?
Loretta Devine?
Loretta Devine, that's her name.
Black Hollywood mom.
That's a Black Hollywood. Yeah, she gets to play Black Hollywood.
She's good at it too. She nails that.
Her and then Jennifer. Hold on, it's coming. It's coming. Hold on. I can't believe we forgetting her name
on social media too.
Yeah. Hold on. I got it. Jennifer Lewis. Woo!
Jennifer
Lewis. Jennifer Lewis.
That's a Black name. Period.
Yes. So she gets Black Hollywood mom. So many now.
They are now. Which is good.
You pass a certain age, you're gonna get that call. Just love that. I got a part for you. What is it? Okay, it's a mom of two. Okay, got it. You know, it's like a grandma. You just
wait. Let me look at the script now, baby. All right, I see it. Yep.
I got it.
Yeah. Tap in.
Baby, this thing you gotta know.
Now, baby.
Now, baby.
Black Hollywood mom. Oh, John, I think that's gonna stick with me because I was thinking like, who's like moms of like famous kids? That was my first thought. Black Hollywood mom. What is that? They get to play moms in Black movies.
And some of them are talented.
Yeah, they all are.
They've been everybody mom in the movie.
It's just unless it's the film is focused on a older Black woman or whatever it is, then you just that's where else you fit in, right? You got to be the mama of somebody or in that what's that interesting horror movie that Lee Daniels did. What was it called? I forgot that one. But yeah, so
I ain't seen it yet.
Okay, but then you can be like the religious person. Like you don't have to have a kinship connection to anybody. You can just exist as this wise spiritual person.
Yeah,
that's another one that you can fall into.
And I was actually just thinking of
I was on
a clip of it earlier. Yeah, The Matrix, the Oracle.
Yep.
Oracle.
This is an older
You need a
black
black
woman
Hollywood
who's
mom to play the
Yeah.
Oracle to make it believable.
spiritual and wise.
which is basically the older religious person.
All the same role.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Down.
We cut to
Yes.
we cut to someone knocking on a person who's just moved into the neighborhood's door. Hey, moving in. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
You know, I saw you walking up,
Mhm.
and I had to come over and talk to you because by the way, my name is Gerald.
Nice to
I
meet you,
live
Gerald.
right across the street, right over there.
Oh, okay, the blue house.
The blue, the blue
That's
one
it.
right there.
Okay. Yeah.
And you came really just in time because this neighborhood, our previous black mom moved out. She left the neighborhood, and we didn't have any black moms in the neighborhood, and people started we started getting kind of lost in our ways. We just need some guidance, someone to dispel some wisdom to us while they're maybe making us some catfish on the stove or something. And I saw you move in. I thought, oh, perfect, we're saved. So I wanted to come over in person, just welcome you to the neighborhood. Thank you so much. If I could just start, can I just sit on this couch?
The movers are gonna come and bring it
My
inside.
wife and I
Okay.
aren't really talking as much as we used to. Like, we say normal things, like it's very casual, but there's definitely a wall there, and I'm just not quite sure
Okay.
how to break through that wall.
me-
Her name is Karen, by the way.
Okay, let me put the box down. That's wow. Maybe you guys can maybe you can see a counselor, something, a marriage counselor. That could be really helpful.
That's all right. I mean, not to give you any harsh criticism or anything, but the previous black mom never recommended like we go see some sort of professional. She would say something like, "Oh, baby, you need to work it out.
Okay.
Oh, baby, you need to turn to Jesus."
Gerald, is it Gerald?
Yeah, it was Gerald.
Hey, Gerald. Thanks for welcoming me to the neighborhood. I just my last child graduated from college. I am completely free of all of my
Awesome.
parental
You have plenty of
responsibilities.
time.
Yeah. Well,
to help us out.
Well, no, I'm kind of downgrading my life. That's why I'm moving here to the one story here. I'm looking forward to like peace and quiet.
I see. You're settling in. Yeah, I came too fast. Tell you what. Just think about what I said. I'll come back, in a few days.
Sorry, no. Hi. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I saw your doors open. I thought I'd come in and introduce myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I live a couple of houses over. My name is Jerry.
Oh, hi, Jerry. Nice to
Jerry.
meet you.
Yeah. So yeah, you're the new neighborhood black mom, huh? That's amazing.
No, my name is Pam. You guys can just call me that. Pam, Miss Pam, since I seem to be a little bit older than that. But I mean, it's just a sign of respect. It doesn't mean that I'm requiring you to participate with me in a specific way. I just, I just like to be alone, read a book in here, just kind of spend a lot of time in my garden. I plan to, work.
That's great.
Make a garden in the back, and I just want to spend time alone. Just me.
Okay. Well, anyway, I just thought, my wife and I are having problems. Her name's Karen, and it's
different Karen.
Yeah, different Karen.
No, not same Karen as mine.
No. We're not connected like spiritually. So is it like anything you can like say or a piece of advice you can give me that's really gonna help us?
Okay, look, you guys seem pretty desperate, and I won't be able to complete my move if I don't help you, because you're gonna keep interrupting. So I'm gonna do this one time and one time only. Now, babies, you know that marriage takes two. And if you're not connecting, you need to open up to your wives, express how you're feeling, and ask her perspective on whether or not you're connecting. And if not, why? I mean, the only way you're going to make love work is to make love work.
Knock, 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 knock.
Oh, wow, that was
Wow.
amazing. Oh,
That was amazing.
come
And you gave me a cookie while you were saying that. That was-
yeah, me too. Yeah.
I
Thank you.
moved so fast. I didn't even come in.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi. How are
Oh.
you?
Everybody's over here. It's a party over here.
No. They just came to say
I know.
hello. I
I
think
know.
they're gonna be leaving.
Yeah. I'm sorry. My name is Terrence. I started. It was a new neighborhood black woman, and me and my wife just got into it.
Oh.
Yeah. Her
Wait,
name.
what? Go ahead.
Her name is Carisha. She's a white woman, and we just trying to figure out how to connect. And I figured you could give me some advice.
Now, baby, you married to who now?
Carisha.
Listen, I don't know
She's
if
from Baltimore.
I don't know if I have any. I don't know if I have any words for you except love wins over everything. Just put more love in it, baby. Now that I have you young gentlemen here, can anybody help me with these boxes? I got a couple here that I just need to move into the kitchen so that I can get that.
Of course, Miss Pam. Of course, Miss Pam.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you
we'll move
so
some
much.
boxes for you, Miss Pam.
Oh, good. And I love that people take a lot of advice from me, consider that I did not have a successful marriage at all. I failed at it completely.
No, I never asked my mom about her credentials.
Never.
Right.
They just assumed.
How many times was the oracle wrong? They just swept it under the rug. Wasn't she wrong? Like, didn't they say something like that at the end of the movie? Like, you've cheated the game or something like I always lose, damn it. I have to force my hand, Made that motherfucker the one.
Somebody gets some advice and takes it back to her wife, and the wife's like, that doesn't make any sense. What is she talking about?
Baby, we just need to put more love into it. Into what? Damn, I forgot to ask.
I gotta go back.
The unfair burden of expertise just based on age, gender, and race is just that's wrong. You gotta stop. I mean, but you know what? I don't want to do that because if young people are like seeking people who've been, seeking words of wisdom or something from people who've been here, I get that. I understand.
Yeah, someone made an interesting comment that I thought. But so they said that back in the day, or even now, where they're like villages and stuff, you have like your village elder, right? And this person isn't like rich or super successful or anything. They're just old and they've been around, but nonetheless, people respect them and they come around, they ask them for advice. But now in America, no, it's not about like who has wisdom and age. It's about who is like quote unquote successful.
Yes.
And there's a lot of successful dumb people, right? There's a lot of dumb old people, I guess you might say, but nonetheless, like
they're not incentivized to steer you the wrong way.
Yeah, and you don't again check their credentials, right? Just because they live down the block from you doesn't mean they don't have something you can learn from. It's there's just the old person neighborhood, but and now people aren't seeking expertise that way. Do you think that they should? Do you think we should go back to just asking old people for advice more often?
I don't know.
I don't know if the genie can be put back in the bottle. I think it'd be too hard to turn the tides that way. But I do feel you because one of my thoughts is, for coaching, right? I played football in college, and there was coaches. Well, I learned in college.
Okay.
That you could be a coach and never played the sport that you're coaching. It didn't never cross my mind. That was something that people would actually trust somebody to do that. When I got into college, I was forced to accept these coaches that, may have loved the sport, may have studied the sport, right? I mean, but they never played the sport. So in that, there was a trusting that you had to kind of accept, like I have to accept this person is knowledgeable, is skilled. Hell, Bill Belichick never really played football. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time, technically in NFL history. So I had to but my point on that is I do see that there's value that somebody can give experience, give advice based on their experience, their knowledge, and their skill set. And success could be a big part of if you want to pursue somebody for it, but to me, it has to be the right success, right? It has to be somebody I would say somebody who's had success in the area that I need experience in.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So if I'm running a marathon, I'm not going to go ask Usain Bolt. Well, actually, that may even be better than, let's say, asking somebody who is, food competition eater how to train for the marathon. Even though they love marathons, they go to every marathon, but I wouldn't be more keen to accept that versus somebody who I know is, that they've thought about all the things that a person would think about if they were in that position. They've gotten coaching themselves, so all that skill and knowledge is just snowballing. Those are the type of people I would pursue wisdom from, including my marriage. Like, I don't ask divorcees for advice. I'm joking.
True. I can tell you how I go wrong.
Yeah,
I go right.
And that advice is valid to know, because there's a lot of signs when you got, hey, what are some red flags I need to watch out? Then I'll go for the divorce.
Right.
But if it's
I would say too, it's sometimes better to get people advice from people who have had things go wrong. Right? I don't think you can learn anything from somebody who's like, my marriage is perfect, nothing ever goes wrong. Everything is smooth sailing, every day is heaven.
Yeah.
Does that person have anything good to give to you?
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. No. If your advice is, how do we stay together forever? Right? How do we make that happen so we stay together forever? And if you have somebody who's in a relationship 40, 50 years, you would probably be better asking them that advice because they have done that thing. But if you're like, hey, this problem is happening and then you get the people who have the problems, because then they can probably help better. I don't know. That's just what I think.
No, you got a point.
I can just tell you, don't go that way. That's all. Can you just imagine on a journey? Like, you're like, how do I get to Oz? Don't go that way. Because over there's nothing but
I just came from that way.
Eels, electric eels, and don't go that way. I mean, that's helpful. It is helpful.
It is.
But you probably want to know, like, which way do I go to get to Oz? And it's just go forward and then make a left.
So
how do I get to Oz? Just don't go over there.
Sounds like we're saying you need collective wisdom to make the best decision. You shouldn't just rely on one.
Yeah.
Gotta stretch out your chances.
Oh man. Oh, there's I guess, I don't know. Maybe it is. It's probably shaping up to be a generational thing going on that I just caught wind of. There's unfortunately for Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration, people have done all kinds of things, advertising events and parties and all kind of stuff, and they put dear Martin in some compromising situations and whatever through AI on their posters. You have all kind of stuff going on, right? So there's a AI one of Sexy Red, like dancing with MLK, like they're slow dancing. I don't know if y'all have seen that one.
I haven't seen any of these.
Well,
do I need to look them up? Do I need to?
Yeah, you can look that one up. Let me see if I find
Sexy Red and MLK.
And it's floating around, and I think it has been, because I don't think this is the first year I've seen that. I don't think, but I can't tell you. Anyhow, it's supposedly, of course, AI. He's not there with it. He didn't know Sexy Red. It's AI produced, but his very real daughter has chimed in, and she's like, Sexy Red, take this down. This is disrespectful to my father. He's not even here to defend himself and say whatever please delete it, right? So then you got like
Defend
these young
himself.
or say that's not me, I wasn't there, hey, I'm offended by this, right? Basically just to say I'm offended by this. But then other people are like, chill out, it's just AI, and then most of those I would assume are young people, and then older people like these young people don't know respect, they don't know what they should be doing, they don't know nothing to do this kind of thing, the Martin Luther King Jr.'s image. So you got that kind of like old school new school battle taking place because of this picture. I haven't seen Sexy Red respond to Bernice King, his daughter. But yeah, that's there's a little generational old wisdom versus
You
no
saying you saying
no
Bernice need to
wisdom.
come out with a diss record? Sexy Red standing on business. Heard that.
Is it this one?
Let's see. Hopefully they've deleted it. It's taking a while to load. Yes, that one. Wow.
This is disrespectful, but it's stupid.
It really is disrespectful, and and if it would be different if like other people just put it out there, but she posted it.
Yeah.
She posted it.
Did
So
she say happy
no,
MLK
she
Day or
posted
something like that?
That's the thing.
I mean, well,
you see down below there, what does it say? Bernice asked Sexy Red to take down an image posted on social media. Yeah. Yeah. So
I mean, to be frank, I would be upset if that was my dad.
yeah.
I would be like, the hell? But I mean, we know why she did that. The damage already done. She got the picture out. It got attention. More people are paying attention to her. So even if the King family, does more to reconcile their father's name, it's gonna give her more credit, more attention, and that's all they care about in a sense. So they've given up respect for attention,
Right.
or at least they value it more.
Sexy Red's one of the artists that I've seen more of her than I've heard. Like I know she does music, but I feel like I barely hear it in whatever in the circles I run in and how I consume music. But she gets plastered on the internet all the time.
Yeah. I think that's
Are we saying that now kids don't have respect for their elders? 'Cause I'm pretty sure people said that before.
People have always said it.
No. It's always been
this generation definitely doesn't.
Yeah,
I think this generation has the tools to do it better. To not respect the adults better.
Like going back to the whole elder thing, like you could go to an elderly person, ask for some advice, and they give you something, you'd like fact check it on your phone. Like actually, that's not true at all. There's actually a study that was done a couple of years ago that disproves that lemons do that.
But I think what's going on now is that probably more so back in the day is like, oh, these kids don't know, they disrespectful, they smoking in front of us, or they're drinking, or they're wearing their clothes a certain way. Whereas now we've got people who are who we see who are on like certain political sides that seem to be anti what Black people are fighting for and how they're trying to be. And then there's also this lack of knowledge of all the things that happened in the past with Black people that a lot of young people don't have. So now it's like they're disrespectful, they don't know anything. And it has a little bit, even though they've said it in the past, it seems like it's got a lot more weight, or there's something else, there's something more to it now than I would say before. The same way, the Snoop and Nelly and Rick Ross and Soulja Boy, all of them performing for Trump, and how there's all of that uproar. It's kind of in that, in that same vein, like you're on the wrong side of this thing, right? Whatever that means, you're on the wrong side of this thing. and your lack of knowledge and your disrespect, just, that's part of that whole process. You're on the wrong side. You need to learn more so you can get on the right side. Basically,
you're saying that Snoop Dogg is being disrespectful and is on the wrong side.
Right. I think people think that. A lot of people think that. Yeah. The choice that he made. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know Rick Ross and Soldier Boy and all them did too. Man, I remember, wasn't it Chrisette Michelle that tried to?
We don't even call her name. You see how you
She
say
should have
wasn't
came back
it?
this year. Get her name back because she was canceled.
Was she
I
just
would have came
singing?
back. She was singing Trump, and nobody else
Uh-huh.
booked her for no festival or anything
Nothing.
afterwards.
They
Never
canceled
heard
that
about
woman
her. They
out.
canceled her. Now this time,
Canceled her out.
everybody doing the damn concert. Like she didn't just get penalized for it.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, if I was her, I would have some problems. I'll
She does.
be pulling everybody's car right now.
She does. She does. I've heard her in
Oh.
interviews, but yeah, she does.
Oh man. One of the things y'all can make fun of this one. Some advice I used to hear from my elders, and I'm sure there's some truth to it. Your medical experience is more than mine, Tandy, but I used to get into it with my elders because they would say, "Hey, don't go outside. You just got out of the shower. Your hair is wet and it's cold. We don't want you to catch a cold." And I thought for a second one day, how many times I played a sport and it was raining and cold and I'm sweating.
Nobody stopped.
And ain't nobody tell me nothing, or nor did I get a cold from that experience. But yet, this is advice we got from our elders.
Mhm.
And it doesn't go well when I try to combat that with even elder now, because it's still somewhat widely accepted as a truth. And there are risks to being obviously wet and all that outside of cold, but
Yeah, I am still in a battle with my wife's elders through her, right? Because she's the one carrying the advice, and I'm trying to push back against that from science. And she's like, "Well, this is what my grandma taught me, and so you're not gonna come try to erase what my grandma taught me." Is essentially the contention. But I'm like, as far as like the kids go, like let's not try to instill this fear of the cold into them. Let's just try to understand how it works and what you need to do in order to protect yourself, and like where sickness actually comes from and all this stuff. But at the same time, it's hard to fight those ghosts.
yes. The ghost.
Yes.
No.
Man, them ghosts kept people in their minds. They kept people alive. It helped them. You just talking about book stuff. We don't know.
I had a friend once, to your point though, I had a friend, he told me when we were in high school that we were riding our bikes, and one time I was like, "Yo, we should ride our bikes outside in the rain," because I did that with our cousins before, and it was a crazy time. We got all soaked and stuff like that. I knew it was not going to be like a long-term thing. We just go out there, ride our bike. He's like, "Nah, man, we can't ride our bikes in the rain." I was like, "Why not?" So one time I was riding my bike in the rain and I fell off my bike into a puddle, and the next day I started having sniffles and my throat was closing up because I got sick. And in my head I'm like, okay, where did the rain and the bike have anything to do with? Like, I'm trying to figure out
The connection.
where does that go in? What am I
People
missing?
make-
In his mind, he's like, dude,
It's all connected.
water, it rained and I got sick the next day. That's the connection. I didn't have enough or Google at the time to kind of go through and press my, just my conflicting feelings towards it. And I got what he was saying, but I didn't understand if that was a real thing. Nonetheless, it is something that, to your point, it can be taught, but it also could be just somebody can just accept it. Coincidentally, things happen and they go, okay, I'm never going to touch that door with my right hand, because last time I lost my job the same day that I opened the door. Am I right? And you're like, what?
we cut to a living room. Oh, Karen. Oh, you're already dressed, Karen. Okay. Look, I know you're excited to go to the show tonight that your friends bought tickets to, but it started raining outside, and I was talking to Miss Pam earlier, and she said never go outside in the rain, especially if you're going to go to the show, if you want this marriage to work. And so I think we should just stay home.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You were talking to Miss. This is
Pam.
advice you got?
Yeah. She's the new black mom that moved into the neighborhood.
I know who Miss Pam is. I've spoken to her several times. I've got an advice from her. She told you that, or do you just make that up?
No. She told me that. She said, if it's raining and you're going to a show, don't do it, or else it's gonna damage your marriage. So I think we should just stay home. I know you already got dressed and everything, but this is bigger than Gallagher-esque.
We've both been really looking forward to the show. What we've been talking about.
I mean, yeah, you've been super excited about it. I am also very excited that you're excited about it. And I think but it's, I mean, look, it's coming down.
We're going to be in the car. We really won't even step outside.
The car is parked in the driveway outside. Right? Do you really want to risk it just to get to the car? We could get wet, and then what? Next time we fight, that could be the end. Right?
You're right.
This is coming from Miss Pam. All right, this isn't from me. This is from Black neighborhood mom.
I just wish we had like a bigger sample size of advice here than just taking advice from. I know she's the neighborhood black mom, but we need more advice than this.
I know you've been wanting me to download your online black mom group app where you can get commentary from multiple black moms and trace
select the region.
I just don't think we need all that. It's too much technology shoved into this. We have one right here in the neighborhood that's just as good. Why are we fighting about this now? Did you go outside already? Because
it's powered by the minds of thousands of black moms spread across the country.
We don't need all of that. That it aggregates things. How do you know what they're? We shouldn't fight. Okay.
We shouldn't fight.
I'm gonna get changed back into my house clothes and settle in. Let's get back to watching Queer Eye.
Hang on. I just looked it up on the Black Mom app. The rain is going to stop in 5 minutes.
Why did you look it up? The Black Mom said that?
That's a consensus. Yeah.
I never heard about the Black Moms telling weather, Karen. They're not weather moms. They tell advice about love and the spiritual and making sure that you're eating enough. Like
they just added the weather section.
We cut to Miss Pam on the line with the 1-800 number for the Black Mom app. Yeah, that's right. Hello. I was just Yeah. This is Miss Pam with the local black mom, black neighborhood mom. Look, I've been giving advice reluctantly to the people in this neighborhood, and I've come to cherish my position here. And I understand that they're getting contrary information to what I'm giving. I know I'm not one of your black moms that you guys source information from, but the least you could do is make a reference in there to refer to your local black mom for advice in your local area. If they're none available, then use this app.
Normally I'll push back on something like that, but that is really good black mom advice. I'm actually going to take that to heart, and we're going to add that to the app.
Good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, where does Cookie come from?
Oh yeah.
And scene. And that, I have to tell it's not the show, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We do this every first and third Tuesday of each month. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here.
Where those buttons come from? Where are my buttons? What?
Where'd my button go?
Where'd my button go?
Just remember that. If you ever get stuck out there, just remember, ask yourself that question.
Where'd my button
Where'd my
go?
button go?